Today on the Bangs Disease Says podcast, do not look that up. We are going to be discussing Elon Musk's real plans for Twitter, and then I'll be answering some of your questions, so go ahead and stick around. Let's start with Elon Musk's real plans for Twitter. What are those, you ask? Elon Musk wants to turn Twitter into a bank. Elon wants Twitter to be another financial institution. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but as all the cool kids say, I have brought receipts. I've brought receipts. Don't worry, I got something to back this up. I have never been the biggest fan of Twitter. I have always thought that it was ultimately a net negative on society. So over the last couple of weeks, I have been giggling to myself, ha ha ha, this is funny. This is a dumpster fire. And it has been hilarious watching everybody freak out. I can't believe anybody can get a verification badge. Oh, now there's in-person. Of course there is. Yeah, this is terrible. It's a stupid idea. It was not well done. And it has been hilarious. If you will remember a few months ago, I don't know the episode number, but when this was announced, I pointed out one of two things will happen. The first one, Elon Musk comes in using brilliant business acumen, clears house, and makes Twitter run smoothly and creates the most perfect, flawless social media platform. That would be a net positive. The second option, Elon comes in, lights everything on fire and says, yo, this is crazy. And then he unintentionally sets the building on fire and Twitter as a whole crumbles to the ground, leading to Twitter disappearing from existence. Another net positive. So the conclusion I came to was Elon Musk acquiring Twitter is ultimately a net positive on society because either it will be made amazing or he will kill it. Looks like we're going down one of those two paths. But where am I getting this idea of Elon Musk wanting Twitter to become a bank? I have not seen much discussion of this on Twitter, really. I have just seen people screaming, anybody can get verification. Now I have 2 verifications. Am I official? Am I unofficial? I am going crazy. That's all I have seen on Twitter. But as far as that verification, what was Elon Musk's justification for that? What did he say? Oh, I'm going to just slowly back away. I'm not going to attempt that accent. I don't want to offend every single South African because it would be terrible. What was his justification? I want to roll out paid verification to fight bots and spam because bots and spam are prevalent on Twitter and it ruins the experience. So by you entering your payment information and giving me money, and you get that little blue check mark, now we know you're a real human being. Or you were willing to pay $8 for a bot. That's what it tells us. I don't think Elon gives a heck about bots or spam on Twitter. I don't think that is the real justification at all. And to do the thing that I said I would at the very beginning, I brought receipts. Here is a clip that I stole from the No Agenda Show, episode 1502 at around 1 hour and 15 minutes in their episode. Let me go ahead and play this for you, straight from the whore's mouth. Elon Musk at a recent Twitter meeting. His real plans for Twitter.
We also need to enable monetization of content for creators. And if we provide creators with the ability to post what they create on our platform and to monetize it at a rate that is at least competitive with the alternatives, then of course creators will natively post their content on Twitter. Why not? So those are kind of no-brainer moves. Then also keyed off of verification, paid verified, is now we know that this is someone who has been authenticated by the payment system, by the sort of conventional payment system. Now we can say like, okay, you've got a balance on your account. Do you want to send money to someone else within Twitter? And maybe we pre-populate their account with and say, okay, we're going to give you, $10, and you can send it anywhere within Twitter. Then if you want to get it out of the system, then, okay, well, now you need to send it to a bank account. So now attach an authenticated bank account to your Twitter account. Then the next step would be, let's offer an extremely compelling money market account, so you get extremely high yield on your balance. Then why not move cash into Twitter? Great, that sounds like a good idea. And then add debit cards, checks, and whatnot, and I think it will be just basically make the system as useful as possible. The more useful and entertaining it is, the more people will use it.
And there you go. Elon Musk explains exactly what he wants Twitter to become. He has been saying, I want Twitter to become the most valuable platform out there. You can't make a social media platform the most valuable platform out there because there's simply not that much value in, we're going to show you an ad and earn 0.001 cent. There's only so much value you can leech out of people by doing that. There needs to be some other monetization strategy, even getting people to pay $8 a month. There's not enough people to make it the most valuable platform in the world. Look at Netflix. People thought, oh, they'll continue to go up. Nope, people lost interest and started canceling. They had a negative growth and their stock price tanked. Infinite growth is impossible. So there's got to be some other way to earn money off of you. And that is by turning Twitter into a bank. And he was very smart about his approach here. He understood that blue checkmark is a vanity mark for a lot of people. A lot of people have been seeking that out. I sought it out years ago and then I just gave up. I lost interest. Oh, they're not going to verify me. Who cares? Now I don't want one. I don't want one at all because it seems kind of like a douchebag mark. It has for the last couple of years. People just lord it over you. Oh, I have a check mark. I have a check. Maybe they don't taunt you like that, but there's a little air of arrogance to the blue check mark, so I lost interest in it. But he understood, oh, people are going to pay for it. People are vain. They want that little beauty mark, that little blue check mark. That way, when they send somebody a reply, in the replies, they'll see a blue check mark and think, ooh, this person's important. Because that's how it has always been perceived. And what occurred when that rolled out? Thousands, tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 people said, ooh, I'll go ahead and give my information to Twitter. I'll give them $8 a month to get that little blue check mark. Clickety, 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 clack. And now what does Twitter have? Credit card information, your payment address, your legal name. And that is all tied to whatever your Twitter username is. If you have used that same username across multiple platforms, bada bing, bada boom. Now they know exactly what your name is and what you said on form X, Y, or Z because you use that same unique identifier on multiple sites. They want to verify your identity. Then they want you to send money between Twitter users. They want you to send money from one Twitter user, from you to somebody else. Oh, here's money. Here's more money. And then they want to roll out credit cards, checks, debit cards, money market accounts. So not only do they want you to have money on Twitter that you earn on Twitter, they want you to put money in Twitter. And then they want content creators, I'm not averse to this, they want content creators to earn money for publishing content on the platform. I am far from averse to that. I think content creators should earn money from their creations. But what happens when you earn money? Let me think. You have to pay taxes. What does that mean? You have to give them your EIN or your social security number. That's something I haven't heard anybody discussing. Oh, now Elon has come out and said, I want to make this the most valuable platform by turning it into a financial institution. I want to verify your identity. Already has your credit card number, your legal name, your mailing address or payment address, and when you are a content creator, now he is going to have your social security number. I shouldn't be saying he, I should not be saying he has your social. The social media platform will have your social security number. So as far as some form of online real identity, he's going to have it all. And I think that is the ultimate goal. He's masquerading as, oh, I want to make it a financial institution. And sure, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with somebody wanting to start a financial institution. Look at PayPal. That's somewhat of a financial institution, does pretty much everything. You can borrow money, you could send money, you can do whatever you want. You could store money. I remember somebody on Twitter said, oh, if I keep my money in PayPal, then I don't have to pay taxes. What an idiot. What an absolute moron. You absolutely have to pay taxes on that, you dummy. But I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. But what is different from PayPal and what Twitter is going to be? Let's assume they have the exact same financial functionality. What does Twitter have on top of it? A social media platform. That seems dangerous to me. Does it seem dangerous to anybody else? Because that seems like the start to some form of social credit score. You said this one bad thing about this politician we support. We're going to dock your interest on this money market. You know what? We're not going to give you your allowance this month because you said something negative about Elon Musk or our company as a whole. We don't like that. That has a negative impact on us, so we're going to dock your pay. Seems exactly what is being set up. I, for one, think this is a terrible idea. As I said, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the development of a new financial institution. That's fine. But when you have a financial institution tied to social media, it's right in the name. Come on, it's right in the name. Social credit, come on. It seems like a terrible idea. I hope nobody moves forward with this. I hope Elon wakes up and says, oh my God, this is a terrible idea. I don't want to be the Antichrist. Come on, don't do it. Don't do it. And yes, I will admit, I gave Twitter money in the past. They know who I am. They will get no more money from me unless they roll out. I swear, they should have done this in terms of monetization. They should have said, okay, give us $5 or $8 a month, completely ad-free experience, and then start charging every single company who uses Twitter as their customer service platform. Think of all the companies that do that. To my knowledge, they didn't charge companies to do that. Look at YouTube. YouTube has zero way to contact them on YouTube. If you want any resolution, you have to go to Twitter. They should be charging YouTube hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars for that, because they have eliminated YouTube's need to develop a platform that allows them to communicate with their users. Oh, just go over to Twitter. Use Twitter. They developed the platform. We don't have to spend a dime. That's what they should have done if their main goal was just strictly monetization. The company earns a heck of a lot more money by getting $8 a month from a user than showing them 500 advertisements that are worth 0.001% or 0.001 cents. Get a lot more money just getting $8 up front. But that's not the goal. The goal is to create some form of social credit score, in my opinion. A financial institution tied to a social media platform is a horrible and terrifying idea. That is it. That is all that I have. Shout out to the No Agenda Show for drawing my attention to this meeting and this clip. I know some people won't agree with the No Agenda, so I found a Verge article, which I will link in the episode notes, in case you want to read from The Verge. Terrifying stuff. Denounce, denounce, denounce. Stay off Twitter. I can't stay off Twitter. It's a dumpster fire, but it is hilarious. Okay, let's jump to what I've been testing. You have been listening to it. It is the Soyuz 1973. I have to admit something to you. I get a little bit self-conscious whenever I mention this company name because I always think, two things. I put out was it a short? No, it was my last review on Podcast. I said, I'm always concerned about being a stereotypical American, where I'm too loud and high energy, and somebody got really upset in the comments. Oh, now you're stereotyping everybody? You've stooped that low? Shut up. Just grow up. It's a joke. But I'm also I am very concerned about coming across as some arrogant douche. It's pronounced Soyuz. Because that's what I was told. I was told it was pronounced Soyuz, not Soyuz. Soyuz, 1970. Soyuz, and that's how it goes in the Russian national anthem, or the Soviet Union national anthem, obviously. By the way, one of the greatest national anthems ever composed. It is so good. So good. Don't agree with the country, but the national anthem, fantastic. Anyway, the 1973 cost $800, full disclosure, sent to me by Soyuz for the sake of making a review, which I will be doing very shortly. Let me know what you think of this. I did use a pop filter on this, a little bit of a clip-on pop filter, and as far as resonance, I would love to have some kind of shock mount for this thing because that would just be aces. Right now, picks up a lot of that, so be very careful if you have this. And this uses the same capsule as the SU-023 bomblet, if I am not mistaken. Just has different electronics in it, but same capsule. $800 versus $1,300 for the bomblet, I believe. And Soyuz. See, I'm starting to second guess myself. The Soyuz mics are just gorgeous. They use old military machinery, if I am not mistaken, to make these things. Just really neat stuff. Okay, I did not pull any what you had to say. I apologize. I am deeply sorry, and I also apologize for bailing on my bit of having note cards. I just worked on my outline and said, that's a lot of stuff to copy over. That'll take another hour. So I just abandoned it this week. Maybe next week I'll be less prepared and do that again. Because it really is fun. That's something that I have noticed. Changing your approach to recording, changing your preparation, can alter the entire feel for a show. Using those physical note cards changed the entire way that I was presenting because now I'm just looking here, okay, what did I write next? What did I write next? Okay, that's what I'll do next. When I have note cards, my eyes are bad. I can't do a Command plus to zoom in on them, so I'm much less likely to actually sit there and read them. But by writing down on the cards, it internalizes it more for me, and then I am more likely to be able to recall it. So it completely changed my approach to presenting the show, which I found really exciting and fun. A completely different feel for me. So if your show is feeling stale, go ahead and give that a shot. Quite fun. Okay, since I have know what you had to say, let's jump to my favorite part of the show, the Ask Bandrew segment. Welcome to the Ask Bandrew segment, the segment where you send in audio, video, and text-based questions to me, Bandrew. You ask Bandrew, and I answer you, submitter. If you want to send in a question, go to askbandrew.com. There are instructions on how to send in audio, video, and text. I do prefer audio and video, sub 60 seconds. Keeps the show going. We get to hear how you sound on your equipment, and you get a break from hearing me talk. And isn't that just a joy? That is just a joy. AskBandrew.com. AskBandrew.com. Let's jump to the first voice submission from Edzo. Take it away, Edzo.
Hi, Bandrew. My name is Edzo, and as so many, I'm a long-time listener and a first-time caller. I want to thank you for your great content. It's helped me through the whole COVID thing. Thank you very much for that. Your content also helped me in improving my own sound and that of others, making remote working a much better experience. My Current setup is a Zoom H6 connected to two XM8500 XLR microphones and connected via a 3.5mm jack to my USB sound card, the Behringer UCA222, which is connected to a second laptop for music during meetings. In the future, I want to extend this setup with 4 extra XLR microphones to record audio lectures with friends in a round table setting at a different location. My question is the following. What would be a good audio interface to replace my Zoom H6 as daily audio interface given my current setup and future plans? Thanks again for your help to find my way in the woods, and take care. Greetings from the Netherlands.
Edzo, thank you very much for the voice submission. I really do appreciate it. I apologize for the delay. This was sent in August. I kind of forgot to check SpeakPipe. Apologies. Your current setup is 2 Behringer XM8500s into a Zoom H6. And then I was a little bit confused. You said you are running out 3.5 millimeters to a second computer using the Behringer UMCA222 or UMA222, which is just a USB interface device sound card thing. I didn't know if you were sending audio from the computer or to the computer. What you need is an additional 4 XLR inputs for a total of 6 XLR inputs. And based on my confusion, you need some form of 3.5 millimeter input or output to route audio to a computer or from a computer. So I came up with the first thing I thought. Obviously, whenever somebody says, I want to run computers, I want microphones, I want podcasts, the answer jumps to my head, Rode Procaster, Tascam Mixcast 4, any of those devices. And then I remembered, 6 XLR inputs. Mixcast 4, Rodecaster Pro, and Rodecaster Pro 2 all have 4 XLR inputs. So you are too shy. I am saying you are too input shy. I am not saying that you are TOO shy. You are obviously not shy, which is actually shown by the fact you sent this in. You are not too shy. You are very open, and we appreciate you. This is I am just an idiot. Why am I going on this tangent? Nobody thought that I was saying he was too shy. Okay. So once I realized that, there are 2 answers that came to mind, and you are staying within the same company. The Zoom LiveTrack L8 or the Zoom PodTrack P8. They range from $450 to $550, and I must admit, I do not have any personal experience with either of these. I cannot vouch for them. They may be garbage, they may be amazing. There are likely plenty of reviews out there going through the pros and cons of them. Zoom's preamps, mic preamps aren't the greatest, but if you're happy with the preamp performance you're getting right now with the Zoom H6, you're likely not going to see anything worse than that. But the reason I'm recommending these, they have six XLR inputs. They have I think that they both have a 3.5 millimeter input, which is phone. It's bidirectional, TRRS. So you could theoretically run a secondary computer, which would get a mix minus going from the computer to the PodTrack P8. You can send all the audio from the PodTrack to the computer while capturing audio from the computer simultaneously. That's my understanding. Do not take this as gospel. Look into them a bit more. But those are the 2 things, the 2 devices that I think would be a solution because it still gives you that interface functionality. If I am not mistaken, it allows you to multi-track at least to an SD card, so you still could do a bit of mixing. And the other options that I was thinking are going to be more analog mixers, and you'll lose all of the multi-tracking. You end up, if they have any USB functionality, most of the time it is just going to be a single stereo track down mixed. So I think those are going to be the correct route to go. If anybody else has any recommendations, though, let me know in the comments. 6 XLR inputs, and the ability to connect to a secondary computer for piping audio in or out. Let me know in the comments. I am currently recommending the Zoom LiveTrack L8 or the PodTrack P8. I'm not sure which of those you're going to want to go with. You're going to have to do a little bit more research. Okay, next we have a voice submission from Newsreel. Take it away, Newsy Boy from the land. He comes from the land. I'm not going to continue that because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I want to earn $5 on this show. So let's go to Newsreel's voice submission.
Bandrew, hi, it's your mate Newsy. Now, your beard / mustache, you need to bring it back. You need to have another crack at some growth. Everybody should have a beard or a mustache. And I reckon little Bandrew with the veranda of the mustache, a nice, juicy, thick mozza would be a real look. It'd be quality. It would be a thing. It would be magnificent. It would be superb. What you need to do is as soon as growth starts, you need to start doing maintenance like straight away. Get a clipper, get a trimmer, get a whatever, bring those highs down to the lows, have it all looking jazzy, even if there's nothing growing there. You know, you got to just got to, it'll happen. It'll happen. Trust me, I know. I've got a beard. It'll happen. I mean, I may have had a beard for like 10 years since I was, 20 or something, but there's still time for you. You can do it. You may be 68, but you can still have a beard. You can still have a juicy mustache. Maybe you could go for like a big handlebar one or something and you could be like some sort of thug. It's a possibility, but I just want you to have one. I want you to have a mustache. I want you to have a beard. I want you to have some sort of facial hair. You can do it. I believe in you.
All right, Newsy, thank you very much for the voice submission. Not really a question, and technically this is called Ask Bandrew. You didn't really ask me anything, but I'll accept it. I suppose you did ask me one thing. When are you going to grow a juicy mustache? And my response is disgusting. Repulsive language. I should not have allowed that language on this show. Mustaches should never be described as juicy. I physically recoiled when I heard that. The way you phrased it, I found physically repulsive. Please, nobody ever describe a mustache as juicy. Just terrifying. Terrifying language choice. I found it deeply offensive. Now, will I ever attempt to grow a mustache again? Perhaps. Based on my genetics, I ought to be able to grow a big, thick, burly, manly mustache. I am sure I just didn't give it sufficient time. I did not give it proper upkeep. And now the opportunity may be coming to a close. I may be going back into my office finally after almost 3 years. We'll see. And if I'm going back into an office, growing a mustache based on how it grew before, I don't think that's going to go over well. They're going to say, Bandrew, are you living in your car? What is wrong with you? Do we need to send you to rehab? Please, let us help you. We care about you. We're worried. I don't know if it's going to happen in the near future. Perhaps one day down the road, I will do it again. Maybe next November. Movember. I did recently discover my joy for using a double-edged safety razor, just enjoyable. For years, I was using, Harry's? Has like 12 blades on the thing. I would just jump out of the shower and just run the razor down my face dry. I didn't have to do anything. But now, with a safety razor, I have to take my time. Okay, I'm going to actually apply shave gel. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then okay, be careful. Don't cut your throat because, I've gotten a few nicks on my throat, and it's deeply concerning. But it comes with the territory, and I have enjoyed it immensely, forcing myself to slow down, Because I'm always online. Oh, check social media, check your email. You have 12 emails, check all of them. Check that social media, post to that social. Okay, how's that performance doing? Always doing that. Always downloading new podcast, everything, just a million miles an hour. But hey, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes and shave. No phones in there. You don't take your phone in the bathroom, by the way. That's disgusting. Keep the phone out of the bathroom, you weirdos. So that's nice. I've been enjoying that, so abandoning that already, maybe next November, we'll see. Thank you very much, News, for the not a question. Appreciate you, and I will take your advice under consideration. Thank you so much. Last voice submission we have comes from Mars. Take it away, Mars.
Hey, Bandrew, it's Mars. Long time, first time. Since hearing you talk on the podcast about the security concerns related to TikTok, I have refused to even touch the app. However, I now have a spare smartphone, and I'm curious to test some content on the platform, as it feels like Twitter and Instagram are now dying. So my question is, what is the safest way to use a spare smartphone as a TikTok posting device without it tracking me and, all the various security concerns related to this app? Also, did you have any new thoughts about TikTok for content creators? By the way, for those wondering, I am recording this on a Shure MV7 mic, plugged directly into my computer via USB, with some minor built-in compression with the microphone, but no EQ. I'm also using a thicker pop filter because I find that the one that came included just wasn't good enough. Okay, thanks so much, Bandrew. Love the podcast. Looking forward to your response.
Mars, thank you very much for the voice submission. I really do appreciate it. The first question you have is, how would I go about installing TikTok on a secondary phone given my privacy and security concerns? And you want to do this because you want to try out and test some content there on TikTok because Twitter and Instagram seem to be dying. I would agree with you. Twitter, completely off the rails. Instagram, I hear a lot of content creators who had come up on Instagram and fallen in love with Instagram, who had said Instagram is the greatest for years. They are abandoning ship. They hate it because of the algorithm changes and because it has such a heavy focus on video. I've actually started to upload to Instagram and I kind of like it. So maybe I am the death knell for a platform. Once I start uploading to it, the end is nigh. Something to consider. To actually go to the question, how would I install the TikTok app on a second phone? The answer, you're not going to like it, I wouldn't. I wouldn't install that social media app on any of my phones because of my privacy and security concerns. And I can already hear the clickety-clacking from all the keyboard warriors. Oh, but you're okay having all these American social media platforms steal your information. No. Let me explain. On my phone, I have 0 social media apps because I don't trust any of them. Having the app on your phone installed on your phone is a terrifying proposition because a lot of them will get access to your location data all the time. Most apps, I don't know why anybody agrees to this, will say, give us access to all of your contacts. That was the first thing that kind of put me off the entire deep dive into the privacy and security rabbit hole because I did all this work. I was trying so hard to secure everything. And then I realized other people don't care. And when they get that prompt, give access to contacts on any app, any social media app, MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, they just say, allow. And now any information about you in their contact book gets uploaded to that platform. But I would not install any app on that phone. I understand it's a secondary phone. If you leave it at home, sure, go for it. If you don't carry it with you, okay, go for it. But I still think there are concerns there. The way that I go about using TikTok, because I have started uploading to TikTok, I will connect to a VPN, and then I will open up an incognito browser window. I will sign in. Sometimes it doesn't work because it doesn't like the VPN. I will have to close the browser, change the location, and try again. But once I'm in, I will upload, and then I will sign out. And that way I have not installed anything on one of my devices. The reason I'm using the VPN is to mask my actual physical location, and the reason I am using the incognito browser window is because I don't want a website to install cookies on my browser that track me around the web. So when I close the incognito browser window, it should clear the cache and clear any cookies. So now TikTok won't be tracking me. Same with Twitter, same with Instagram, same with any of those. The one instance where I do have a social app, I guess the closest would be YouTube on my phone. But I use Gmail too. They have all of my data from my email. They know everything about me. They pay me. They give me money. They give me monies. So they have a lot more information about me as well. And that's why I'm less concerned about that. On my iPad, I do have Instagram, but I don't carry my iPad around with me. The reason for that, I found that if you upload a sub 60-second video from the browser, it just goes out as a regular post. If you upload that same video via the app on iOS or on iPad OS, it goes out as a reel. Why is that important? The regular post gets about 1/10 the views as the reel. That is why I have the app on my iPad, so I can upload reels, and that is it. But on my actual phone that I carry with me all the time, not a chance in heck. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, no. So that is what I would recommend. And I know there are going to be people pointing out, oh, well, as far as anonymity, you have browser fingerprinting, you have device IDs. I understand. There's an entire rabbit hole you could go down where you jump through 50 billion hoops to try to obscure any potential identifier for what you're uploading. But if you're going to do that and then upload footage of yourself with your face, with your voice, with you in it, what's the point? You gotta give up the ghost. Does that fit here? You need to understand what you're doing and understand what becomes moot. If you're trying to obscure your identity but then upload videos with your identity in it, seems kind of wasteful or useless to try to obscure your identity when you're publishing your identity. That's all I'm trying to say. The second question you have is any new thoughts on TikTok for content creators? Yes and no. I think I've discussed this pretty in depth over the last few months, and I want to preface this by saying I still would not classify myself as a TikTok user. I create content, I log in, upload it, sign out. I do not browse TikTok. I really don't even check my comments. I will just go there once a week. TikTok.com/@podcastage. Anything blow up? Anything get big views? Nope. Okay. That's the extent of my use. So take my analysis with a grain of salt. The way that I've interpreted TikTok is it is very different from other platforms. What I mean is the other platforms that I upload to seem to be very follower-based. Whether it be you get a subscriber, you get a follower on Twitter, you get somebody to watch your video, those people are going to be more likely to get recommended your content whenever you publish next. On TikTok, it seems as though every piece of content stands alone on its own. You upload a video. If it's good, it's going to get a lot of views. If it doesn't appeal to anybody, it's not going to get a lot of views. And they're not going to show it to anybody to get it views. That's how I've experienced it. I could be way off, but that's what I am seeing. The reason I'm pointing that out, my one video is now nearing 200,000 views. And since that video went live, I have published 12 other TikTok video upload short things. The most views any of those 12 videos have gotten is 243, 252 at the time of recording. So I had an insanely high-performing video, yet that has translated to no improvement on the performance of videos that were published after that. And why is that? Because the videos published after that are not as good as the video that went quote-unquote viral. For my TikTok channel, that is viral. 200,000 views, that's pretty big. For YouTube, that's pretty big for me. But my videos that followed, no. 250 views, max. That's on the high end. So it doesn't translate there. And that's the big difference. If you have one video that goes viral or gets a lot of traction on YouTube, in my experience, the next one is going to get a little bit more of a push. I know there are YouTube gurus who are pushing back against that idea as well. What I have seen, it seems as though that is the case, or maybe as a content creator, you see one video do extremely well, and then subconsciously you do something in the same vein for the next video, and that's why the following video might do well. As opposed to, hey, this 10 tips for great sounding recording did well. Next, I'm going to share my tips on I like iPhones. iPhones and pizza are the greatest thing. Just random nonsense. I imagine that second video would tank. So maybe they're onto something. I don't know. But to me, it seems to perform very differently, where other platforms focus mainly on follower growth, I suppose you could say, or a channel or an individual gaining traction or developing a trajectory, while TikTok, on the other hand, seems to be video to video. That could be good or bad. It could be great, where if you don't have any following, like my channel on TikTok doesn't have, and you upload a great video, they will find your audience. But it could be bad, where if you have a video that goes extremely popular, and then the next video just isn't that good, it's not going to gain any traction. And that could be very disheartening if you put any of your self-worth in your uploads, in your statistics on these platforms. So that is how I have experienced TikTok. If anybody else out there uses TikTok, I don't know if those people who have left comments saying, TikTok's the greatest, YouTube sucks, I don't know if they still watch this or listen to this. If they are, let me know if I'm right. Let me know if I'm wrong. Do you see TikTok as a follower growth platform, or is it mainly video to video, completely, what's the term? What's the term that I am trying to think of? I can't think of it. My brain is broken. My eyes are broken. I am a dead person. Or at least my brain is dead. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you use TikTok, if you agree, if you disagree. What is your experience on the platform? Have you had success? Have you had failures? How does it differ from the other platforms that you use? I would love to know from people who use it more heavily, who actually use it, who watch content on TikTok, and spend a lot of time creating specifically for TikTok. Mars, thank you very much for the voice submission. I hope those questions, the answers that I provided were helpful. If I could speak correctly, that would be wonderful. Congratulations on the award that you recently presented. Great work. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. That is it. I have nothing else for you. I am happy to be back. My big review last week was the Lewitt Connect 6. I spent 5 days on that thing. Reviewing stuff like that just takes so much time. It's ridiculous. So I am happy to have some time to record this stuff because this is fun. This is fun for me. Are you having fun? I am having fun. That's it. I appreciate you so much for watching and listening. You are a beautiful, amazing human being, and I hope you have an amazing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Next Sunday, I will talk at you. Don't let Elon create the social credit score. Don't buy into it. You don't need that little vanity mark. You don't need that blue check mark. And I will talk to you in a week or so. I love you so much. Talk to you then. Bye-bye. Whoa, whoa, boop.
This has been a Geeks Rising production. Your executive producer is Bandrew Scott. For more information, head over to www.geeksrising.com.